Well, so there's new craze. I don't know if you've seen this Brian Johnson guy, the man who wants to live forever. There was
he's my neighbor. Yeah.
No shit. Okay. So there was a Netflix special on him. So people are concerned with it. I watched it. It was good. It was good. He creeps me out a little bit, but it was good. So a kind of creepy guy, like taking his son's blood and all this crazy stuff. I'm sorry. That's beyond my ability. If I have to, I'm not taking my son's plasma. It's just weird. So anyway, so like if you're looking at longevity, health, let's say skin, cognitive, if I'm going to pick a couple peptides for health, longevity, and just being as good as I can, which ones would you choose?
So I would, that's interesting. So the latest science tries to not elevate IGF, keep it down, because it tends to, so you want your body in a state of mimicking exercise, so you have AMPK and your IGF is down. So that would make sense if you use an SLUPP332. Mm-hmm. Then if you believe in the telomere length theory, I think a lot of these theories are like, do they really apply? It's like, it seems, but then the next guy comes out a few weeks later and debates it. But if you believe it, then apitelin would be something you can use. I would use, like, people use metformin, but I would rather use berberine. I think that's healthier.
Yeah, the data's
keep your muscle,
Yeah, they're so similar. I don't know. I mean, there hasn't been replicated data, but I would think since they're so similar with the same issues with metformin, be there with berberine, I'm not sure. There's also complementary studies where they used, and this is what I do, metformin and berberine, because I have a berberine supplement. So again, I think berberine is just easier. You can find it. It's in many products, and you could adjust the dose if you have any issues with hypoglycemia or such.
The good thing is with berberine, for people that bodybuild, it doesn't shut mTOR down as much.
As far as we know,
yeah. You have protein synthesis, but the longevity guys are concerned with mTOR, so they try to not take too much leucine at a time, because they also feel that's a growth factor that leads in, like, makes the wrong cells grow. So they have the problem also in the longevity realm to tell the right cells to grow and the wrong cells to go. So there's these senescent cells, and they try to target them, but how selective can we be? And the theory is that actually all illness is actually aging, basically, because it's kind of cell death. And it's kind of an interesting theory, which actually it makes total sense because young people are not sick. But so anything that's immunoprotective could help as well in terms of peptides. So the thymosin is probably something that so we have, that's not a peptide technically, but they're all taking NAD+, and on almost all of the peptide websites, you can get NAD+.
What's your thoughts on NAD+?
So NMN, which is a precursor, and that's orally available. And that seems to be the best orally available one that has a good conversion rate into NAD+ at the end. NAD+, you can get injectable, and then you get what you get. So that's always the benefit of injectables. You don't have to be concerned, like, how much does my body actually process and convert, and actually leads to and targets the areas I want to. And
NAD is crazy expensive. So, I looked at an IV place, and for like 4 sessions.
But if you do it yourself, it's.
Oh yeah, if you get it on one of the sites.
Yeah,
it's actually decently affordable, and the difference is it's not going in your vein, but it's still systemic. Like, you don't need an infusion to have.
Yeah, you can learn that. I know Roman Fritz does infusions on himself. I wouldn't dare to, but if your
that.
wife's a nurse or you know a nurse or so, I mean, you could get your NAD plus, and if you have a nurse buddy, you're like, I give you $10 for these.
My wife's Italian. I'm not trusting her with anything sharp, bro. Like you can't be doing that. That's not a good idea.
Well, the NAD plus is also a circadian rhythm setter. So you can kind of also, when you fly a lot, you can try to adjust by taking that. For example, you fly to another time zone, and then when it's morning there, you take the NAD plus to adjust to the time zone. But it's also kind of an exercise mimetic. It's a kind of an energy boost that you get. So Brian Johnson has been on that stuff since day one, and he's still on it. So he's like, when he experiments. So the protocol he's taken at the time is the best at the time from his research with his guys. And then sometimes they throw in like 2 or 3 things and they look at them, what they do, and then they'll decide to take them out or leave them in. So it's a constant process. And you said he creeps you out a bit.
A little bit.
The way he talks is a little robotic, but he's very thoughtful, and has like a very philosophical, and he has actually a really good intention, because he does this for the whole humanity, because no one else does it. So
I think he's making cash, bro. Like, I'm spending $2 million a year.
Dude, like in the beginning, like now he's making cash, and he's trying to make cash, and now it might be paying off. But the guy had so much money from selling, like,
he's $800 million he sold Braintree
from Colonel Braintree, PayPal,
$800 million.
Yeah,
he crushed it.
So when he started doing that, he made zero on it. You know, the first year when he spent $2 million and made zero on it. He must be really interested in the thing.
That's a lot of businesses you spend money on before you make money.
Yeah, but that's really.
I think it's fascinating. I watch him. I don't know about him measuring his son's boner, but that was weird.
This erection stuff is so stupid. I mean, yes. I mean, I get why they.
Every time I measure my erection, I am sadly disappointed.
But it's like, oh my God. And you know what the funniest thing is? He always brags about his erections, but I don't think he has any sex. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's doing the semen retention thing, right? Maybe that's a thing. Maybe I mean, those bros are around. That's been around a long time. The NoFap.